Hello, all of you beautiful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Lost in Chaos Scar, Season 4, Episode 4, Static for All. This is one of our Pokemon tabletop RPG campaigns being run with our custom Scar system, or Stories and Creatures in Alternate Realities. This system is available for open playtest on our Discord as well as itch.io. Go take a look at it, let us know what you think. For now, though, we will get started with introductions, beginning with Enja.
Hello everyone, I am Enja Lumerius, and I will be your storyteller for this evening. I play the allies, I play the enemies, and I orchestrate all manner of events that will be befalling our players today, starting with Rex Strider.
Hi, I'm Rex Strider. I'm going to be playing Chomper, a fire-water type Fuecoco. Pass it off to Raharu.
Hello everybody, I'm Raharu and I'll be playing Paz, the solo water type Sobble. On to you, Rob.
Hello, I'm Archneer Rob. I shall be playing Scruff, the ground ice type Swinub. Onto the Zim.
Hello, I am Razim, and I am playing as Squirrel, the dragon fighting type Riolu. Go ahead, Vane.
Hello, I am Taldiris, and I'll be playing Vane, the dark flying type Murkrow.
And for the recap, let's go ahead and, go for it, Tal.
Alright, cool. So last session, there was a bit of event with Squirrel successfully completing his golem's physical construction, which left him only needing to do the last step, which was to, fill it with his own aura and spirit and all that. And he wanted to go to talk to Regigigas for that. So, basically just due to a chain link of grabbing people for it, we all ended up going to Regigigas, where Squirrel successfully activated his golem, gave it the name Tatsu. And, most of the rest of us kind of just had the part 2 to our original conversation with Regigigas, with us informing him of more of the goings-on, the current situation, things of that nature, and him effectively, getting increasingly upset with things, but effectively promising to help us. Upon that being completed, he gave some people some minor advice about things, and then proceeded to return back into his stasis. With us menacing Hoopa a little bit more, because, to be honest, Hoopa kind of deserves it. He's very easy to bully, and deserving of being bullied. After that, we then basically went off to, get started on the actual proper group training. Since, we were all grouped up already, it was late enough in the day, we might as well get started on that. So we went back to the library, got Samantha's permission to utilize the training area of the library, because, we don't want to use the publicly available training areas, because we are trying to keep our abilities kind of secret for the upcoming tournament. And we did a little bit of starting out with some training dummies that were set out, and a bit of an event happened with Squirrel. Considering we'll be starting with a bit of a lengthening of that scene,
Yeah, I think that's good.
A nice little recap.
Eyes, Boo. Go for the eyes! Rusk!
Oh dear.
Coming out swinging.
That it is. Let me see what the heck it was. Well, okay then. There you go, Enja.
I'll accept this. But you may not be able to use it immediately.
I think that's fine. But either way, the floor is yours, Enja.
None shall
Alrighty
see
then.
me. Though my battle cry may give me away.
Or we've got another influence. There you go. And we'll get started eventually.
Caldarius just resubscribed for 35 months. Speaking of kindness.
Thank you very much for that resub, Tal, and your 35 months of support. Also, we actually have some fan art to bring up.
Ooh.
This was drawn last week, but we had to. It was done like a minute or two after session. And here we go.
Nice.
I mean, that's trustworthy. That's definitely not going to be a Kirby boss whose mouth turns out to just be an almost closed eye. I think Hoopa's overreacting.
Like I said, Hoopa is very bullyable and deserves it.
Alright, now you can go ahead and get going. I think.
Okay. Well, Blue Bat, maybe Yoke is made out of dark matter. He has no features and he's effectively a 3D silhouette. Except for a mouth and a bow tie. Because he took some pieces and fashioned himself some features.
Well, we did confirm that he's a void entity, so he may as well be made of dark matter, whatever the void entities are made out of.
But we'll be rewinding a little bit to upon the arrival of the training room, where Samantha has set up some dummies for everyone. It is time to teach Tatsu how to engage in combat.
Well, as I recall, we were going to split up everybody into pairs.
Well, it was just you
Yeah.
have to work with at least one person.
Ah.
Because it's supposed to be group training. So long as everyone's with at least one person.
Well, Squirrel will go up to Chomper. Can you help me out with Tatsu?
Chomper Jake responds, already about heading over there. Yeah, I actually was wanted to ask you if you wanted to have anybody help you with Tatsu.
I'd invite Pyro too, but he's kind of just standing there with this glassy-eyed look like he's not actually there. And for some reason, his arms are straight out at his sides. Just like a T. It's a little menacing.
Now the question is, what is Edge's T-pose?
Probably just the tassel straight up.
The
Yeah,
tassel's
just erect.
the tassel straight up, and he's just floating about a foot away from Pyro.
Yeah, he's just erect in the air.
But either way, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Jumper will go with where with Squirrel.
Alright, so there are 3 training dummies, or 3 types of training dummies with which to pick from. The straw, the cloth, or the wooden one. Which one suits your fancy?
I'm sorry, the description of these just makes me think. And I huff, and I puff, and I blow them over!
I mean, yes.
Well, it's Squirrel, so probably going for the hardest one, which I believe would be the wood.
Alright, that one is the most directly resilient one. Oh.
What's up?
Did something fall somewhere? Never mind. The wood training dummy is available. It stands also T-posing.
You think Pyro's trying to mimic them for some reason? Like, intimidate them by copying their pose? He does realize they're inanimate, right? Actually, for that matter, in this world, are we sure they're inanimate? He's gonna poke it.
There is no response. Samantha had basically retrieved these things from a closet, and they're basically just broader scarecrows.
Just saying, Pseudo-Budo does exist.
Oh, yeah, but it's made out of rock.
Samantha, well, that's what you see. That's what you don't know. Samantha just keeps the corpses of all the Pokemon she can't eat in the closet and pretends they're dummies. Yeah, no, this is wood. Knocks on a pseudo. So, yep.
You know, now that I think about it, a pseudo selling himself as selling his services as a training domain would be interesting. Not gonna lie.
And I will
Yeah, except that if you somehow miss him, he returns with a low kick and strikes a pose.
I'll also say, Squirrel does have a reason to be suspicious of inanimate objects. He did deal with the Ditto. Oh yeah, the bush that talked back.
Yeah, that one. The cash register Ditto. Understandable. But no, it does not respond in any way. Other than being unyielding, as it is wood.
Yeah. Well, in seriousness, Squirrel's gonna kind of look at Tatsu and look at the dummy. Okay, so... never tried to be the trainer before. Well, except for my poses, but I don't think he needs the poses. Well, let's just see what you can do. I think.
Chomper responds, yeah, you definitely want to start with the basics. I could kind of go over some stuff Samantha taught me with him. Does he... Hasn't really talked to me, does he talk?
He does.
Tatsu looked like a squirrel.
Well, you can talk.
Chomper waves at Tatsu. Hello, Tatsu, are you there?
He's going to point at your tail, low.
Low?
But then he's going to, like, look at your legs. Low.
Yeah,
And then he's going to
low.
look at Squirrel's legs. And seemingly come to terms with how different their body proportions are. And he's not sure how to comprehend this.
I think he's noticing how we're different sizes, or he's noticing... That gives me an idea. Okay, Tatsu, how about this? Why don't you practice on how to strike low? That way you can knock people off balance. You can know like a weak point. Samantha taught me a lot about this kind of stuff.
He's going to look confused, but try to interpret your words as he's going to get on his knees and like try to like punch near your ankle.
No.
No. See, stand up. Here, what you want to do is you want to keep your balance, but you attack low, like this. And Chomper's going to show an example of a strike on the dummy, basically like a low swipe and then a low kick. See, the goal is for you to keep your balance and you to throw off your opponent. Try it.
Tatsu looks confused again, but nods slowly before stepping forward and like trying to get the dummy on top of him to then like lift and throw it off. This isn't going very well. As the dummy is kind of standing on its own, so getting it to lean on Tatsu to then proceed with the throw it off is not proceeding very quickly.
Maybe might be better if I demonstrate the moves.
Chomper nods.
Since
Yeah,
he-
that sounds like a good idea.
You kind of have stubby legs and arms.
What? I don't think it's that. I think he just doesn't know how to do the move. Do I have stubby legs and arms? Is that stubby? Chomper wiggles his arms.
Touch your nose with your hand.
Chomper does so.
Can he actually reach? I mean, if so, then that's just me out of character and misunderstanding, but the art does not look like he could.
Right, that's what you're focused on.
I mean, to be fair, the art does not look like he can. I will agree with him on that one. The art does not convey that. I mean, the body type is based off of a totodile, who do kind of have, like, you know, short limbs.
Anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Just different body types for being able to actually show how it's done. Is what I'm getting at.
Yep.
So Squirrel is going to go ahead and demonstrate the kick now instead.
It does also seem to have a difficult time grasping sayings, such as it didn't know how to interpret throw it off, so it took that in the most literal sense possible.
Oh, well, that helps.
Yes, it does. So Chomper's watching. Okay, looks like he's want to actually throw. I meant just kind of... Okay. Okay, so he doesn't know words that well. We're gonna have to be very direct. Tatsu, how about you watch how Squirrel does it?
It is looking at Squirrel once more.
Squirrel will demonstrate. And I'll go ahead and actually roll this.
Alrighty.
Right, I never finished that sheet. Oops. So I gotta figure out where the rest of it is. There it is. It's like one of 3 places, you know?
Yeah.
Doesn't help that I restarted my PC today, and so all of my browser windows are just the default appearance, and so it's like, okay, which one of these has the right tab? Alright, so I'm just gonna use Punch, but, well, the idea of that move was always just attack with body part. He is doing a kick, though. I do not accept that.
You will show Tatsu a better side of yourself.
Yes. I will start by souling the ones. I should have just gone with the full reroll in the first place. That's better.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll accept that.
Okay. You're showing it the punch?
Well, a kick, but yes.
Okay.
I miss.
Tatsu is
Goes an
angry.
uphill.
Ah, party
That's a
reroll.
reroll,
Thank you,
yes.
Ido.
This will be useful for later.
This is a surprise tool that will help us later.
Much later.
But anyways, yeah,
No.
that is the
Yeah.
accuracy. You want me to roll damage?
Yes.
I'm just going to assume this thing is neutral to all types. It's a
Yes.
training dummy, it should be. I'll accept that. Actually, that is a lot of 9s. Why must you tempt me so? No, I'm gonna accept it. I might need that later. There's always that temptation when there's a whole bunch of 9s that I don't necessarily need to vigor right now, but that's a lot of 9s. I could explode.
Especially considering that you don't know right now if that's also how important this part of the role is, particularly towards teaching Tatsu.
Okay, you've convinced me. That is a very good point. So, boom. I refuse.
Can Chomper help you with the roll?
Unfortunately, it is a damage one, so no. I went and sold the one from earlier, too. Hey, 14. However, you could probably help Tatsu with his academics to study what Squirrel's doing and, you know, pointing out the movements Squirrel's making there, Chomper.
I will
That
also
would
remind
solve-
you, you have a specialty in one field, but think that it could apply to another. You are able to make your case, such as fighting fundamentals, for instance.
Chomper's got a specialty for that? Cool.
I picked it up in season 1, I think.
That is very helpful, yeah.
Because I remember when we first went to the library and he got that training from Samantha.
Oh, yeah.
While Squirrel is doing all that, Chomper is like talking over at Tatsu and kind of going over play by play on what Squirrel is doing, as well as telling them about Samantha's training bit by bit.
It's mimicking the general details, but the general gist of it, but the details are wrong. Such as, sure, it's pivoting, but like the foot that it's standing on is pointing in the wrong direction, and as it's leaning over, it is rapidly losing its balance. So he needs a few corrections.
Yeah, Chomper is like, hey, whoa, watch your footing there. You're gonna have to stand with your foot facing this way to make sure you actually don't fall. Keep your balance like this.
And another one is keeping its own tail still because it needs that for balance.
Oh yeah, Chomper points that out real quick. Like that tail, that is your balance. That is your center. You want to make sure you're using that to keep yourself at a good balance. Whether you're defending or you're striking. Very important. That's as Squirrel pointed out, my stubby legs makes me very unbalanced if I don't use my tail to keep myself in a good spot. You're gonna work that way too.
It's going to try a few different things. It's imagining it's the leg that it's standing on, as it's trying to practice standing on one leg first, is like a support beam. So it coils its tail around its leg, thinking that, yes, this is bigger now, so I am more sturdy. This is not correct.
Chopper's gonna take a moment to kind of think and take a breath. and reflect on what Samantha taught them as they kind of go into like a bit of their trained aura state. They've been training with Arya for a bit. They're not going completely in. They're gonna start kind of going into that stance now that they've developed through the training that happened in between seasons, as they're thinking very hard about either what Samantha would have said or just something they could think that'd help Tatsu.
All right. Something almost seems to like most gently whisper into your ear. He's putting his whole body into it. He's distributing his weight incorrectly. The weight isn't for keeping himself still, it is for leaning into the attack.
Who's whispering into whose ear with that?
I think it's Tatsu whispering to himself.
Oh, no. It's something else, actually. As there is a most brief aura manifestation of something that resembles Samantha whispering into Chomper's ear as he's thinking very hard.
I thought you said at first Tatsu was whispering that, and I'm like, wait, what?
No.
Chomper's eyes shoot open, almost like waking up. Pretty much the same idea as if you had a thought that came to you that you just kind of picked up, that was told to you in the past that you just did not remember. As Chomper relays pretty much what Samantha had told him before in the training. Just the same thing. Literally, that's what it is. Except he's kind of channeling his aura to kind of like remember it, it seems, from what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Correct? Okay.
Subconscious manifestation.
Tatsu? Seems like you're putting too much of your weight into the attack. You want to make sure you distribute it so that way you're letting yourself have some of that weight to balance. As Chomper continues to relay the exact message Samantha gave to him when they were training to help him with his balance.
It seems like it wasn't really taking its own weight into account and is now practicing a little differently now. It's going to like try and feel it out by like standing on one leg, standing on two legs, and then standing on the other leg to try and feel its weight. And now it's experimenting with its tail before seeming to understand. Oh, that's what it's doing.
There you go.
Slow nods of increasing comprehension. And now Hitatsu is ready to kick.
Chomper nods. Okay. Now, how about we try a low kick?
Tatsu hops and gives it a low kicking. Except he kind of kicked during the hop and didn't deliver as much impact as he wanted to. Also, he hit higher than expected. Tatsu might be a little too excited.
Chopper kind of smiles. Kind of looks like me when I was first starting to try this. You got a lot of energy and you're putting a lot into it. Just I gotta work on not being so well excited.
Tatsu looks slightly frustrated with themselves, and this time kicks low. They wanted to hop. They still want to hop. How frustrating.
Maybe we should do a jump kick to start with. You seem to like hopping.
Well, he does have the wings. We'll have to do flight training later.
Tatsu's going to look at his own back as if I do. Tatsu can't believe that they have wings. Tatsu can't.
Oh. Squirrel, what type is Tatsu?
Great question.
I was gonna
I was
go
totally waiting for someone to ask.
I did pick out a type for him, but yeah, Squirrel's got no idea.
I was gonna tell you what your type was to counter other types, but maybe I should just go through a base of what types to look out for. It'd help if I knew what type you were, though. We'll have to check that later. Out of character. I'm guessing there is not a type. Like, actually, like, in... that we know at all. Like, we don't know what type he's going to be, right? From the sound of it.
I mean, I do have typing for him. It's just that we don't know in character.
Yeah, we don't know in character. Out of game, I was just waiting for someone to ask, because this has been very funny.
Tatsu cannot believe this.
I have been studying all the types. I could... I wonder if I could sense your type somehow. I don't want to test things on you, but... But... Maybe Chomper could do a perspective check? Because Chomper's trying to kind of tell, but he's... What would be a way to check people's typages? Is like you have to use
Appraisal.
a move specifically? You can do perception, or...
Appraisal. Use appraisal.
Chomper's gonna use appraisal to see if he can like tell what type of type it is by just like appraising, evaluating, all that good stuff.
More than fair.
I mean, appraisal is literally the skill you use in order to find things out about other people as well. Like, actual characteristics and all that. So you can also, as a reminder for people, you could also use appraisal to find out if someone, for instance, has more body or mind or something.
I see.
You could use the skill to try and find out your opponent's, preferred attributes.
Well, for the sake of like appraising their fighting ability, their type, that's what Chomper's gonna be doing. Have I been using Soul? I haven't done appraise on anybody in a bit. What's the stats for that for a full-on appraisal check?
Well, for social situations, Soul is the default, so I guess that could work.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's
It
up
really
to Ninja,
depends
but...
about how you're going about it with what you're allowed to use. But yeah, I mean, like, the default probably would be Soul if you're just trying to, like, socially get it out of them. But, you know, I could see a really easy argument for using Body if you're, like, poking and prodding. Or Mind if you're having them perform actions and trying to, like, find it out through that way.
Yeah, basically from just kind of seeing what they know about how types work, you know, through how people act, and also maybe an aura sense.
Bad idea.
Digi, would I use empathetic or something else?
I'll allow it if you're trying to get him to explain it.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and roll for it. Oh. Helps if I actually was in Fantasy Grounds. I had it loaded up, but I wasn't in there. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can figure out what his type is. I can't really train him or help with it unless I know what his type is to help him counter what he needs to worry about. So let's see. I'm going to tell you a few things, and Chomper's kind of going to go through the typages and just kind of what, they feel motion-wise, fiery personality from red, the, dark types, intricacies, water types, all that good stuff, and kind of see where they fall under, as I'm going to go ahead and roll for it now.
Alrighty.
Alright, going through all my stats. So it looks like I'm rolling 13 dice as soon as this decides to load. For the sake of some story to knock out of the way while I'm trying to get this done, Chomper's thinking he's really happy he's actually able to help. There's a part of him that he's pushing way back in his head that is just kind of a bit sad and a bit just like that fiery kind of like that thin line between love and hate, that passionate like, man, I'm really happy. I'm very happy that Tatsu's here and Squirrel's happy he achieved it. I hope I don't get replaced. I wonder if I'm not a good enough friend. I wonder if that's gonna be his new friend now. But that's the kind of thing he's pushing way back in the back of his head, and he's focusing on the idea of like, I'm just happy that Squirrel has someone that accomplished his goal, and that there's a new friend to bake, as he's going to begin to keep training Tatsu. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. That's a number. Also, I forgot to do the little cool roll thing, but 1, 2, 3. That's a 4. I think I will soul a 1.
Uh-huh.
He's here.
Intro time.
Maybe not yet.
Hey, hey.
Oh, there he is.
Yo.
Oh, jeez, that quote.
Oh my.
Intro time.
Hi, hi. I'm Gimund, and I'm playing Pyroclast, the sometimes dark, sometimes ghost fire charmeleon. Currently, he is Ghost Fire. Back to the scene.
I rolled a 5. What'd I get, did you?
Well, usually people's types can be attributed from, well, grass types are generally plant-like, water types are fairly aquatic. So, taking a look at it and comparing it to Squirrel, that's what it was based off of. Tatsu is very clearly metal. He has a lot of metal. But in going after Squirrel, he's probably going to be taking after Squirrel's styles in general. He doesn't seem to have extra appendages or ways to output. And aura. You don't know many aura users, but they tend to lean towards physicality. So probably steel and fighting.
Chomper nods. I'm getting a lot of same kind of aura links between both of you. I think I feel like it's gonna be very much how yours is. Steel and fighting. So that means a lot of your training is gonna work really well with Tatsu. As Chomper kind of goes over to Tatsu. So let's see. From what I remember reading a lot of the things I know you're really good against would be fairy, ice, and rock. Yeah. As well as, I think astral too, yeah. As Chomper checks his notes. And just basically he's going to go through the advantages, disadvantages, while going through with Squirrel too, just in case, why not? But yeah, this will be good for both of you. And when it comes to stuff like this, I believe you'll be really good against doing parries against certain other types. Let's see. And Chomper will go through that as well. The different parries that Samantha has taught that a steel and a fighting type would be able to do against the different types. I can actually write this down for you too. Helps me out when it comes to remembering all the types and how to, properly handle them. This would be really good for you in a fight.
Tatsu is still under the impression that you are teaching him things, so he's going to start appraising you. And, grabs your arm and tries to, see if it can do the full rotation. Turns your head a little bit to side, checks your back for wings, notices the ridges, pokes at the ridges.
Hey, that tickles! Hey!
Grabs your tail, checks to see if the base feels different than the tip, tries to see how much you can rotate.
Jumper moves away a little bit.
Tatsu, just be careful. People can be, well, I don't know what other term to use than fragile.
Yeah, sometimes you can't move all the way.
As Chomper escapes Tatsu's grasp, Tatsu just seems to, be looking at its own hand and, flexing them slightly. Curling and uncurling them as if trying to determine how did that feel? Different, yes, but it doesn't have the words to describe it. Before triumphantly turning over to Chomper and saying, "Meat."
Tatsu, do you feel any pain when you do anything? Jumper kind of taps on Tatsu, and a little bit harder this time. Do you feel any of that?
Tatsu considers, but no. It didn't feel anything that might be associated with discomfort.
I did make him very strong. I wanted him to be very sturdy.
Chopper nods. That's good. It's also can be trouble if he doesn't know what his limits are. You don't want him to, break unless it's easy to repair him.
That is a good point, I suppose. Hmm. Yeah, probably a good idea.
We'll have to do limit training. Kind of see where you start to kind of like hit your peak. That way you know how far to when you need to start pulling back, so that way you don't, well, accidentally. Well, for me, if I go too hard, I may, hurt myself, break a bone or something. I can only punch so hard, or yeah, again, stubby arms. That's why I've been kind of training my aura as much as I can, so I can learn somewhere else to fight and know my limits with that too.
Tatsu's going to wonder if he shouldn't punch himself to see if he can't feel pain.
Is there... I'm gonna roll insight to see if Squirrel can realize that thought going through his head.
I'm there. Don't worry. The DC is not going to be very high, as in the end, it is modeled after Squirrel. Squirrel might know his own tells.
Exactly.
Chopper might know as well at this point.
Not a whole lot of dice, but definitely going to be a soul with that one.
Yeah, take mine too. You're doing insight, right?
Yeah. How many?
Yeah. Here, take 3.
Oh,
By the way, it
crap,
only
I
matters
forgot.
slightly, but you forgot to take off the 9 crits.
Yeah, I literally just noticed that. Right when you were saying. 3 you said?
Yeah, if you're using insight 3, yeah.
Alright. So then
Alright,
that
so
would...
that is a 7 if the 9 doesn't count as an explosion. Wait, no, still 8.
Yeah, still 8.
Because of success.
Yeah, it's still a success,
Chopper
just
dice.
not 2.
Yeah, sorry, I hadn't factored in the chomper's dice yet. Alright. Squirrel, you can look at it curling its hand into a fist, and then it's looking at its other arm, specifically looking at the forearm, and like holding it out. Just like wondering how still it can keep it, before glancing back to its other curled fist.
So we've got some fan art. Apparently Yoke has interacted with Aquarel.
Oh my.
Oh, dude!
Nice.
I think Ida might be having too much fun playing with the creepy Yoke.
Where is this?
On strict... Oh, here, let me turn on camera.
Oh, right. Somehow the stream was paused. I don't know why. Oh, there he is! Oh no.
Okay, that's going as a quote.
Yeah, that's a quote right there.
What specifically is a quote? Don't worry, it's just defaulting to the caretaker. There was no caretaker assigned to it after Aquarel.
Pictures taken seconds before disaster.
That's Gregor sending a cat.
You cut out for most of that. We heard that's Gregor sending...
That's Gregor sending the picture in the group chat and then saying he's gonna go say hello.
Ah, yes, that, yeah. That.
That did happen.
So anyways, pretty obvious to Squirrel what he's thinking.
Yeah, and Chomper's like kind of nudging Squirrel a little bit, like I think he's doing that thing that you do before you do something a little bit dangerous.
No. Don't punch yourself.
But then how will my fist know not what not to hit?
You can punch the dummy.
You know, on second thought, that you make a very good point.
Oh no, he truly is like his father.
Wait, before we do anything, how about we punch the dummy here that we're meant to punch to train ourselves for our limits, right?
Well, no, he makes a good point. He's got to teach it who to not punch.
I thought that only works on your weapon, Squirrel.
My fists are my weapons. And my weapons are my weapons. And I specifically gave him very sharp claws.
Tatsu is going to uncurl his fist as if realizing his claws. Yes. He needs to scratch himself with his claws.
Okay. First, before we do that, is there a way? Can I heal? Are we able to heal you if you get hurt? I just don't want him to get hurt when we can't heal him back. Are you able to just, patch him up if he gets a bit too injured?
Out of character, I forget what we decided on that. Or what was told. Yeah.
He is repairable by Squirrel.
Yeah, I can fix him.
Okay. Just don't go at 100. Like, you go just like at a 50%, and just go up a few notches every bit until you realize you're going a little too far, so you can find your limit. But a little at a time, okay? Jumper's on standby to heal if needed.
It'll nod, thinking, okay, somehow this action, it will not do it with the enthusiasm it had initially suspected it would. But it will, instead grab its arm and slowly try to, wiggle the claws in with a slow pierce. Instead of just, diving against its own forearm and possibly removing it. For now, it's not having success, and it's just producing a scraping sound.
Jumper winces a bit. Okay.
The sense of pain is 0.
Jumper puts a finger up. I have an idea. When I used to train, did he stop doing the scritchy thing? Scratching.
Yeah. Chomper may have to get him to stop because unfortunately metal scraping on metal, even if in small bits, is loud.
Chomper puts a hand on shoulder and taps wait, stop.
It will look over at you.
Squirrel, meanwhile, has rushed over to look at his handiwork and is very pleased to see no damage.
Yeah, you're looking really sturdy. I think I should definitely figure some of the stuff I've learned with Samantha. Maybe find new stuff with you, but there's ways to hone your self strength without having to just scratch or punch yourself. There's punching blocks. There's basically ways to get yourself just know your limits and strengthen yourself without having to just stab yourself with that. But you're looking pretty strong. Good job. Wow, good work, Squirrel. You made him sturdy.
There's like scratch marks, but puncturing itself has failed. He's tough.
Now, a big goal will be not to have to like just take on something like a, straight up like that. You wanna try to counter something, parry something, make it to where their force doesn't have to hit you because you're knocking it out of the way. It's all about, not getting damaged and winning the fight. You don't have to just take the full hit,
It's going to nod and wonder, do I parry?
You said wonder,
Before
and then you cut out because I think you went a bit too quiet.
All right. He's going to wonder, yes, but what do I parry? Do I parry? No, I can't parry. I'm grabbing my own arm. Wait. And Tatsu is slowly getting ideas, as I think we can start cutting to others, as Squirrel and Chomper fret over Tatsu, and wonder how to explain things in very simple ways, so he doesn't get confused and fill in the holes himself. So, who else is pairing or grouping up with whomst?
I mean, Pyro probably wanted to get his help from Vane at some point, so I don't know if he wants to do that right at the beginning.
Probably would, and then he would probably go towards Scruff afterwards.
All right.
Well, that could be an interesting trio. Vane, Scruff, and Pyro. Edge is included because.
Yeah, afterwards Vane will go and talk with Kaza, but, Vane has a lot of people to talk to.
Leaving the last trio being of Zevran, Kaza, and Paz. Or was it Wade? Wade.
Yeah, I think it's Wade right now.
Oh boy, two of the people that Vane also needs to talk to in that group. Anyway, I'm guessing Pyro's probably just like approaching.
Yeah. So you were gonna say something about my teleporting?
Yeah. Now, I've been there for a bit of the training that you were doing with Kaza, but I didn't exactly want to interrupt. First of all, I need you to explain. Let's say you were trying to go to that shadow on the other end of the room. What would your process be for doing that?
Yeah.
Do you just jump in the shadow and appear there? Are you having to twist your energy in a certain way? Are you having to push your way into the other shadow? How does it feel? What is your process?
Oh boy. He just sort of slumps a little bit. Oh boy, here we go. So,
Edge just speaks up. Oh, he's winging it. I don't think he's got any thought at all.
well, that's half right, but I also know why I don't have any thought about it. That I can explain.
Then start there.
So, I kind of learned to teleport when I first evolved. And you know how you sort of have your moves you start with?
Yes.
Well, when you evolve, you can sort of gain moves like that in the same way. And
Yes.
you sort of know how to use them instinctually, but not really the thought process behind them.
Yes, which is why one of the first things I did was find out how my moves worked. Have you not done that?
Pyro looks to the side. Not until now.
Unironically, Vane did, in fact, put a lot of effort in one of the dungeon runs to figuring out how Gust worked exactly.
Enja, you there?
Oh, dang, he might be having an internet issue.
Oh no.
Well, I guess this
Might
is
be
a
his
discussion between you two, so it should be fine.
Yeah, I was about to say, it was Scruff there as well, but yeah. He's not technically even in... He doesn't have an active NPC right here, so we're good for now. And, Vane is just giving the look to Pyro, and is just going to go, alright, so the first step is... Okay, I guess my first question about this whole thing is, why are you trying to learn how to teleport miles away when you don't even know how you're teleporting across the room?
That's probably why I crashed into so many trees.
Probably. Are you trying to teleport to places that you've priorly been to, or are you trying to teleport to a place that you conceptually know of when you're trying to practice?
Right now it's just places I can see right now.
Well,
And
that
I guess
is a good start.
I guess the crashing into trees right now is just me misjudging the distance.
Maybe. But, okay. Do you feel like you're using energy when you do it?
Ninja, you there?
Yes.
Does he feel like he's using something when he teleports?
Vane was asking energy-wise.
Yes and no. This feels more like... If he were to say it, it feels like he is using his dark type energy. But it's a little strange.
Dark and not ghost. Okay.
Or rather, maybe it's that he's using both types of energy. Certainly one is leading, but the other is also present, but they might not be playing very nice.
Yeah, that's what Vane was... Well, that's what I was thinking about the situation, what Vane's gonna think the moment that the Pyro starts explaining this.
Well, it feels like I'm using both, but not both at the same time.
Alright, first experiment. Are you capable of using both at the same time consciously? For instance, are you able to prep a dark type attack in one of your claws and with the other make a ghost type attack?
Oh, this is gonna get messy.
Vane was just asking if he can do that, but yeah.
Pyro is going to try, let's see. Shadow Sneak wouldn't work too well, so he's gonna, ready Confuse Ray in one hand, and, Umbral Spike in the other, and try and do it at the same time.
He can prep the first move, but once he starts prepping Umbral Spike, the other one dissipates.
I
How
guess that's a
long did it
no.
take for the dissipation to happen? Was it instant, or was it as he was charging up the second?
It was as he was charging up the second one, the first one started to fade. It wasn't an instant loss, but...
Alright. Now go ahead and charge up that ghost type attack again. And slowly, ever so slowly, start to channel dark type energy in your other hand.
Ira will, do so.
Alright. As more dark type energy builds, it is visible to see the loss in ghost type energy, as if there is some 100%, and like 100% the ghost type move is ready, and at 10% of dark type charge move, it is down to 90%. It is like only a certain amount is allowed between these two types.
Now go ahead and keep doing that until it feels like the energy that you use when teleporting.
He's gonna, continue to do so.
Alright. It takes some feeling around to get the ratio, but you're about 70% dark, 30% ghost. That seems about right. Or close enough.
So,
All right. Is that it?
Yep.
All right, that's your equilibrium when teleporting. That is what your energy tries to do, and you have been instinctually and subconsciously managing to pull together. Keep that energy ratio in mind as you try and go across the room to that shadow. And pay attention as much as you can to what the energy is doing. I'll be doing the same myself, but it's important for you to try and pay attention to what the energy is doing.
Got it. And, if possible, Pyro's gonna try and keep, the two moves being used as a ratio calculator right now active as he teleports to the shadow across the room.
Interesting. Alright. Well, there is something that's going to happen. As he teleports there, Vane will notice something. Actually, roll me a perception check, but I think you'll just pass because Vane rolls.
Vane rolls, can I... What would be the best? I do have the energy appraisal thing. Do you think that would apply here?
Yes.
Cool. By the way, the server is back up in case anyone isn't in it.
Question, could Pyro apply teamwork because of the keeping the ratio moves active?
I don't think so.
Okay.
You're probably gonna have your own roll in a second. So that's two. I'm gonna apply mine to this. I think that makes the most sense.
Yep.
7, not bad.
All right. Pyro, I'm going to ask you, what is your current objective? Are you trying to keep the ratio, or are you trying to keep... Or are you going to try and feel yourself?
I missed the second thing you said.
Or are you going to try and feel yourself for changes as this goes on? Are the moves your focus, or yourself?
He's using the moves as like a measuring device right now.
All right. So you're going to try and maintain the move, 2 different moves while using a third one. All right. Then I'm going to ask for a soul integrity check.
That is a great line to hear when experimenting, right, Gimund? Gives me a soul integrity check. Oh, good luck, buddy.
Bet.
I'm certain it'll be perfectly fine. So anyways, about
You know,
that
just
glassy-eyed
don't botch.
look,
Just don't botch. Simple as.
Edge perks up. Did I just feel the call of the void? Okay. Well, that's fine. Let's just say that your focus is elsewhere. Since you are taking prepared, primed energies and focusing on keeping them a very specific and particular way, as you teleport. But, you have to focus a lot on maintaining 2 separate other moves. And finding some energy to allocate for a third one. And just trusting your implants to do the job. So, you are not at your destination point, but you are still inside the training room. But you are several meters away from where you were intending to teleport. At some point, you just kind of veered off to the left and made a half circle. Because Vane, now here's what you saw. You saw Pyro dissipate, but every now and then, a physical shadow seemed to appear and leave a line as if as if this was a physical presence dragging across the ground going very fast before like vanishing and then returning. So you kind of have like a dotted line to follow, and this line is not straight. It starts straight and then it just curves a lot.
Does it end at the correct point at least?
No. Pyro appears several meters away from where he was supposed to show up.
Does the line dissipate?
Before he reaches the point, yes.
Vader's gonna sigh a bit. All right, Pyro, come back over here normally.
Pyro's just gonna be looking at his destination, like, and then back towards Vane, and then where he's at, and then to Edge.
I don't know what you're looking at me for. I had nothing to do with this.
Did I just teleport in a circle?
I think you fucked up. I think you...
Pyro's gonna walk back towards Vane.
First, I need to know what you got from that.
Would you like to look at the moves that you've been so determinedly holding this whole time?
Yeah, he'll look.
The ratio changed.
What's the ratio now?
85% dark, 15% ghost.
Well, that's something at least.
It's very interesting.
So, despite the weird... as he's looking back where he teleported to, the weird teleportation thing, the ratio changed.
It did, yes. But what happened on your end?
I think I lost focus a little bit.
Did you happen to notice anything on your end, is what I'm trying to ask.
Kinda got blurry for a little bit, I think.
Are you normally aware of exactly what's going on as you teleport?
Is he? Ninja?
Well, not especially, because during the in-between phase, even though it only lasts for basically a moment, like, you are in a dark space before you appear at your location and just resume activity. You never really thought there was much to keep track of.
I don't tend to be aware, but there was something interesting I did back in Icona that might yield some insight here.
Go ahead.
We were kind of trying to hide ourselves as back in Icona, and from some people passing by, and I decided to hide in my own shadow, of all places. And maybe that will give some insight?
Yeah, because in fact you do have a travel time, and you do physically. When you were trying it that time and you botched it a bit, you left behind a bit of a dotted trail from where you were to where you were going, with the darkness sort of appearing in a bit of a line before going back under the surface. Which means, first of all, importantly, you have a travel time. It is very fast, but you do, enter into some kind of space which then travels.
Huh.
If you're capable of hiding within your own shadow, then it is very likely that you are entering that exact same space, but without a destination in mind, which means it just does not move.
That might be something interesting to do right now.
Well, I'm focused on the teleportation part, which is the part you're actually struggling with. It sounds like you tried to hide in your own shadow on a whim, and it mostly worked.
Yeah.
Which means it's not exactly a focus right now.
Pyro scratches the back of his head.
For the tournament, I would recommend looking at that as a way to dodge things you would otherwise be incapable of, but beyond that, mostly just of academic interest right now.
Fair.
Importantly, you also veered off course, which means either you're just instinctually going to where you want priorly, and you just sort of felt out if it was the right area, or maybe you had some amount of control over it, but it happened too fast for you to really remember. Either way, you veered off course.
Yeah. I wonder if keeping Confuse Ray and Umbral Spike active had anything to do with that too.
It might have. At the very least, if your energy needs to have a certain ratio, and maybe if it changes throughout the process at any point, you trying to force that ratio to stay the same is what messed with it. Or it could have just been a focus thing.
Yeah. I mostly just used it as like a measuring device for this instance. I didn't really force it to change or stay the same at all.
But you were focused on having both of them going, and if, for instance, let's say after you initiate the process, it's all dark type energy that you need, you having the process going still might have messed with that by focusing on keeping them going.
Yeah.
Either way, the exact peculiarities of your method is something we'll have to figure out. But here's my important question. Once you choose a target that, you're supposed to get to, what happened with your energy when you initiated that process? Did you feel any sort of anchor or lead or perhaps a pull in a direction?
Did he, Enja?
Not that he can recall at the moment. Nothing like that.
Nothing really.
All right. Well, with your natural capabilities, you're obviously able to do it, but let's try and go in a bit of a different direction. Are you at all capable of, right now, for instance, putting some of your energy into the shadow over there without moving.
Technically, I think. Wait.
Then do it.
Pyro's gonna kind of feel out Shadow Sneak.
Alrighty.
Or as like a... Is he like... Does it feel like he's pushing out energy to reach the target point?
No, actually. If he were to more accurately describe it, it's more like he's setting an endpoint with more detail, such as I'm going to be there, my feet are going to be there, I'm going to be pointing in this direction and this pose. It's like he's filling in details, more like.
Okay. That's not quite what I was expecting.
That was what Vin
Okay.
was trying to ask for when he asked if he felt like there was an anchor or something. But yeah.
So, I'm not pushing out any energy, but it feels like I'm setting the point on where I want to be, and how I want to be when I get there.
All right. I want you to initiate that process, but not actualize it.
Pyro's gonna do that.
The question is, can he do that?
Yeah.
All right. Now, this is going to be interesting. Pyro, I'm going to ask for a mind. What would this one be? Navigation check. Okay.
Oh, why the 9s?
They're
Always do it.
tempting you.
Or you
You
could
know
just
what,
decide not to.
I'm curious.
Like I said
Curiosity.
before, the 9s are always tempting to vigor.
Let's see if I can do the oops. I think it's like this if you want to add previous successes. Yee.
Yep. Hey, nice.
Okay.
Logic, navigation.
So, this is going to be interesting. As you are going to start but then not actualize it, was your words? Or
Start the
prep
process, but not actualize it. So basically start the process of, like, the whole beginning process without letting himself actually teleport there.
All right. Pyro, this is going to be peculiar because for a moment, it seems to just start, and and for a moment, you feel your feet are cold, actually, just for a moment, and where you had planned to go, you see them. They're over there now, but just your feet. And then it goes away. Like in just that split second, they're back on your body.
Horrified.
What did Vane see with that?
He saw the shadows rise up. Like it was expecting him to just like fall into the shadow as he always does, and what was touching the shadows was at the end point. But then it seemed like it ran into an error and just reversed.
Vane is gonna sigh a little bit and just go, Pyro, have you considered that you're making something akin to a wormhole inside of the shadows?
I mean, I'm starting to think that ever since, like, a space was mentioned.
Yeah, so now that that's been established, have you considered the equivalency of trying to make your teleportation go quantum or open up a portal?
Huh?
In order to increase the distance you travel successfully.
Huh.
You're from an advanced society. You should be able to figure this out. You built a robot that went to another dimension already.
Pyro's just looking over there. And then he's gonna remember the shards. I wonder. He's gonna dig around his bag.
He's still got the colored shards.
He's gonna hold. He's gonna try and focus on teleporting with them in mind. Or at least trying to focus maybe the teleportation energy into it, maybe?
You're trying to put the energy into the shards. Are you holding them all in one hand, or?
Yeah, he's holding them all in one hand.
All right. Now, this is going to be interesting, also. But I was prepared for this because I knew this was going to be the Pyro teleportation practice episode. It's rough. It's very rough, but something else happens. Because you aren't going anywhere. But there is something that is happening that is visible to Pyro and Vane. How much energy are you putting into this?
Probably the normal amount.
All right, for a standard teleportation. Yeah, so here's what happens. Are you like clenching your fist, or are you just letting them rest in your palm and thinking about this? What's your hand doing right now?
Probably clenching it.
Okay.
But not like hard.
Okay, good. These are the details that I need for this. Because for a moment there you hear a slight crackling sound, and then it feels like the skin is threatening to peel off your hand and your nails are almost going to be pulled out before it stops very, very suddenly. And the shards are not in your hand anymore. But over at the end point, there is now a multicolor, or a quad-colored mass.
Pyro's just gonna look at his hand or his claw.
Oh, it hurts.
Ow.
But it's in
Ow.
one piece. It just feels like it was suddenly pulled very hard.
What did you do?
Well, he's now rubbing.
Because if you'd been squeezing, there might have been some actual damage.
Well, we happened to use those shards in the portal's construction, and I thought maybe something would happen if I put the energy into it, and that happened.
Pyro, we already know you can teleport other things. You bring Edge with you.
Yeah, but this object's a little different.
We're trying to figure it out for you, not for colorful shards.
Fair.
Yes, but the portal that he used to cross dimensions, not with his own power, was made of these shards.
I understand the thought process. Vane doesn't care.
Edge is probably going to volunteer that information unprompted. To say, like, wait, my partner's not a dumb fuck. This had logic.
Oh, so you are awake. Okay, in that case, hey Edge, what do you see and feel whenever Pyro teleports? You're there every time.
Oh, well, if I had to relate it, it felt like that weird in-between space where we kind of got assailed by the black amoebas.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Pyro's just gonna freeze. Are you talking about the void?
That's it.
Yeah, that might be the space you slip into.
So I'm entering the void each time I do that.
Potentially.
I mean, hey, you've already got a void parasite. No more danger, right? I mean, it's already done the worst it can.
You do realize there are active entities inside of the void. It is not, in fact, all void parasites. There's void fiends and other things of that nature.
Oh. Bad.
He moves very quick, though, so if he is actually inside of the void, then, well, It's minor exposure, and we don't exactly have any confirmations of that at the moment. Either way.
Hey, do you think if we stayed there longer, we could do a drive-by on Giratina? Drive-by greeting.
Can you stop being dumb in my presence?
What?
Pyro has a claw over his face.
Anyway, as I was trying to say, Pyro, we need to figure out... So, we have a couple of things figured out now. You need to try and figure out how to increase the range that you're going. For that, I would recommend attempting various exercises and trying to make sure that you're being as safe as possible when doing it. Do you have any sort of awareness around the area you're trying to teleport to?
Does he, Enja?
Not really.
He's gonna shake his head.
Usually it's been to places he can see. But maybe if he just imagines himself?
As a part of one of the basic steps of long-range teleportation, getting a sense of your surroundings before you do it is very critical. First of all, because that means you're making proper connection with the place you're trying to go to. There'll still be some variance around that, but it will be rather limited. The other reason that that's important is for safety reasons. If you're teleporting miles away to a different town, you don't want to end up in a wall.
I will say mechanically you can also spend one exhaustion when doing a teleport to fine-tune where exactly you're landing when you're doing a long-range teleport.
That is true.
Yep.
But Vay will just go, so what you need to start doing is trying to obtain a sort of sense of the area. There are a couple ways we can accomplish this, but this is likely going to be a bit of a training process for you. What I would recommend doing is throwing up a sheet or something in order to hide your sight line to where you're teleporting, just across the room. Like, use some curtains to cover an area. And then have someone inside that is able to change something on the interior. You focus on trying to teleport there, doing the whole start the process, but don't actually finish it, and try and get a feel for the things in the area. Let's say maybe the arrangement of some objects inside of the area you can't see, trying to detect what that's like right now. You can also go and, for instance, try and teleport onto the other side of a tree that you can't actively see the other side of. But you know that it's there, and you've looked on the other side of the tree in order to ensure that it's clear.
There. And Pyro's gonna look around the training room. Is there any places in here that could be used like that?
There's the dummy storage closet.
Well, nothing like the present, I guess. As Pyro's looking towards the closet.
As you actually looked inside the closet before.
Nope.
Veda's going to, basically, toss a feather at the back of his head. Not actually, to deal damage, but just to be, immediately stopping him.
Ow. Yeah.
What did I just say?
Look first.
Yes. We don't know if you have the proper safety instilled into your teleportation yet, and you don't even know what the dimensions inside are, where the dummies are located, and I don't feel like having to try and pull you out from a dummy you've merged with. Luckily, you'd live, considering the rules of this world, but I doubt you want to pay 100,000 Poki to replace a limb.
Yeah.
So go over there, and look inside.
Pyro's gonna go over there and look inside.
All right. It's fairly spacious, and there are more dummies there.
Should I make a roll to, like, remember the layout of this room?
Well, this is for training. So you probably should first of all, because also after you leave it, Vayne is just going to go inside the training, the storage closet.
So what would this be? Academics? Lore?
Lore is for memory, so.
Yep. Lore works.
Some sixes, or you could body those fours.
Let's try the 4s first.
That's a 3.
Logic. Lore.
We have some more fan art, it seems.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Today is
Ooh.
popular.
This is from before Gimund got here today.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
That's right.
We were discussing what your
T-pose.
T-pose animation would be for being absent, as well as edges.
Apparently this got stuck in Ido's mind, so he had to draw it.
Fair. It's funny. Understandable.
The
But-
cardboard
Very nice.
cutout.
For a little bit of context, yeah, before you got here, Squirrel was saying that he would invite you to come help train Tatsu, except you're kind of standing there with this glassy-eyed look like you're not there, and your arms are straight out at your sides for some reason, and we decided you were T-posing. Anyways,
Yep.
So yeah, first Pyro's gonna collect the shards that were teleported, and then on his way back and inspect them. And then teleport into the closet using the method. Or trying to find a method to. By reaching out.
Fair enough. All right.
Well, Vayne first is going to go onto the inside and kind of like semi-rearrange what the position some of the dummies are in.
Oh.
He's not going to move any into like the priorly like open spaces, but what he's going to do is to turn, let's say 3 of them to be like lined up perfectly, and then the 4th is going to be perpendicular to those.
All right.
After all, the part of the training for this is also to try and make it so that way he feels out the area and sees what is there and all of that. So he's going to do exactly that before also just going off to the side.
Makes sense.
Making sure not to be in any sort of teleportation crossfire. He does not feel like telefragged.
So yeah, Pyro's gonna try reaching out with his teleport and see if he can and focus on trying to feel out the area in the closet.
This is interesting because doing it like this, you can start to get some general details of this closet isn't lining up with your initial or with your memories of it. It's close. The walls and everything are there, but something is blocking some of the free area, but that's as much detail as you can get.
He'll see if he can find a spot that won't like merge him into something.
Yes, he can.
And then he'll try and teleport.
And it does work. This time, however, Vane, you don't see a line.
I figured, considering he's doing it properly this time.
Yes.
And Veda's just going to go, because I'm guessing that he does successfully do it. He isn't like stumbling out of it or anything. He is just appearing. Is that right, Digi?
Yep.
Veda's just going to go, all right, good. You didn't need line of sight. Now, what I want you to do is go back out and wait a few seconds and then try and teleport back in. And I want you to be pointing towards me when you do.
Okay.
Just pointing with your claw.
And Pyro's gonna open the closet door, then close it behind him.
And once the door is closed, Vane will change positions. Just moving to a different section of the room.
I guess on his way back to the spot, he'll look at the shards again. Has anything actually changed with them at all?
Apart from their position, not really, no.
Wonder. Probably not for this one, though. And he's gonna pocket the shards for now. And then, he'll feel out the area again. And Does it feel like he can set up a pose like he did with Shadow Sneak?
Yes, he can. Though he has to think about it more now. Almost like if he could assume the pose beforehand, he could make it faster on the other end.
What happens if he tries using nah. That'd probably ruin the purpose a little bit. So, what happens if he tries to use Soul Sight with his eyes closed like this?
He could get a slightly better feel for where he wants his endpoint to be.
I really wish I could use that measuring method right now, but I have a feeling that would be bad. And he's gonna then think about the pose and then teleport.
All right. Is he pointing towards where Vane was or where he is?
Truly, this is the dankest dungeon.
Ido Things tipped $5, Razim coins.
Ido, thank you so very much for that tip. Thank you for that support. I really appreciate it. Did that break everybody?
I mean, I was waiting for Digi.
Did you?
Again, the void. The neighbors have consumed him.
Ah, so the neighbors have been upgraded to void neighbors. Understood.
True.
They were already omnipresent, so, you know.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
Well, in the meantime, Rob cute.
I apologize.
It's slander.
I am now being questioned due to pork roast inconsistencies.
Okay.
Pork roast inconsistencies?
Yep, I'm adding that as a quote. Hey, that happened to be 969. Nice.
Very nice. Anyways, we wanted to know if Pyro would show up pointing at where Vane last was when he saw him, or if he shows up pointing at where Vane currently is. Digi?
I don't think he's back yet.
Ah.
He's still being
Let's-
questions about these consistencies, apparently.
Yep. Unfortunate.
Pork roast inconsistencies are a serious matter.
I know, right?
Alright, it seems we've gotten as much as we're going to get out of it. But there is no further information to get as every human in this house has been questioned and we have established a timeline of the facts.
Facts of what?
Alright, so here's the story. Last night, my mother made a pork roast. She asked me to put it away, but I got tired and I went to bed earlier than I usually did because I heard it finished cooking, but it was still hot, too hot to put in the oven. So, at some point in the night, my brother, probably at midnight, put it away. Then my father took it out after my mother had left because she didn't see the pork roast and assumed it was gone. My father took it out and put it on top of the oven to take a piece. At some point, something happened to it to make it look like it had gotten mauled. And then I found it on top of the oven and wondered what happened. And so I put it back away. And that is as much as we can gather as of this point in time. My father thought he'd put it away, but it seems that he had forgotten to do that. So, but here's the thing: we don't know if the dogs did it because if they could have gotten to it, there wouldn't be a pork roast left.
And probably not still on top of the oven.
And inside the pan, so we just don't know.
Hey, Chomper, you should really get that aura thing under control.
No.
And that's that.
Yep. All right. So, does Pyro show up pointing at where Vane was or where he is?
He is pointing at where... Hold on. You were trying to feel it out beforehand. What methods were you using?
Probably the same one as before. Like, feeling it
Alright.
out the same way he felt out with Shadow Sneak?
Basically trying to confirm valid teleport locations and trying to find an invalid one.
Ye.
Alright. That works, and you may appear pointing at where Vane is.
Hi.
All right, now you just got to practice this with someone for a while, probably, and you'll very likely just, quickly manage to start pulling it together.
I might have an idea on how to teleport farther now.
Like I said, you should probably think of it as some form of wormhole, quantum, anything like that, because that's the closest to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Also, pay attention to Kaza better next time. How did you go through all of this without trying to actually feel out your process?
I improved my range a little bit, but...
You had no idea how to explain it to me when I asked. That is not a good sign. Anyways, I got other things I'm going to be doing. Try and get Edge to help you out, I guess.
Thank you.
Wade's just leaving.
Alright. Pyro will probably continue his teleportation practice.
Yeah, and Pyro's gonna think back to one memory he got about the shards. Range is what's needed right now. And it's portals. I wonder if that's the key that was missing. And he's gonna configure them in his claw the same way he remembers. And then infuses the teleportation energy.
Fair enough. Well, it does seem that these shards probably have some connection towards either reaching further or changing your teleportation completely in some way.
I wonder if I can get Squirrel to make a little holder for this, or a bracelet. But for now, let's see if this actually works. He's gonna try going further. And as for his target, it will probably be...
God, I wish Vane was there. He didn't. He already left.
Well, Pyro may have walked back out. He was doing this.
Well, yeah, but you know,
Fair.
he's already gone to go do something else important, so he's not paying much attention to Pyro anymore.
Yeah, I think Pyro will, let's see. Who does he... How many people are in the room?
I think everybody's in the room unless you actually left the training room.
I mean, like, yeah, literally, like everyone is there. So,
Smash
like, I
Bros.
guess
Scene starts
9?
playing.
10 if you include Tatsu, but like, you know, 9.
Oops, this is... Okay. Oh, Chomper. Gonna try teleporting towards Chomper.
Oh boy. Chomper's in for a surprise. As you can successfully appear over there.
Was it further than he could normally teleport?
By all accounts, yes.
Pyro's gonna blink a couple times. Look at Chomper. And then Hi.
Would this be a possible perception check at all, or is this just a caught off guard no matter what scenario?
Well, considering you're so focused on Tatsu, I think it's a caught off guard period.
Okay. Chomper's going to give a surprised, like, wide-eyed look, almost kind of get into a combat stance, but then, like, relax as soon as they realize it's Pyro. Oh! Wait. You can teleport? Like that? Wow. Are you practicing that?
He's always been able to teleport. Sort of.
Yeah, sort of. I've never seen him do it like that. Wow, good job. You would have caught me off guard completely.
Well, kinda figured some stuff out, and yeah, learned more about teleporting.
I see. Good job.
How's it going over here?
We're teaching Tatsu, well, different things. Right now, I am trying to convey a technique I've been trying to learn, but I can't quite explain it, and I can't really show it without going all out. I think well, Is that so? That's what you've been learning with? Who you've been training with?
Learned a little bit more about it from Vane.
Oh, nice.
But also, me teleporting to you was something, I kind of figured out. Or was more a hypothesis I was testing.
Maybe I should just try to test stuff too. I've been training a lot myself. I just haven't trained around anyone but Arya. Squirrel, would it be okay if I tried to show Tatsu a move I've done with maybe my aura?
I mean, my only concern there is overwhelming him, because we're still trying to get him to learn the basics.
Okay, then I won't go all out. I'll try something... I'll try something slow to show it. Chomper's gonna sit down, and Chomper's going to try their best to go into aura stance, but they're not gonna actually go into their actual aura stance that shows off their inner, what they perceive as their inner self and what they usually use for attacks. That'll be something for later. No, they're actually going to go into an aura stance that, by the way, using primeval instance, and they're going to go into
Primeval
an aura
what?
form.
Using primeval something. You cut out when trying to say it.
Oh, stance. They're using the stance from Primeval's scar function.
We don't have a primeval stance thing.
Primeval form.
Primeval form.
Okay.
That would be it.
Yeah, they're using they're going. This is going to be a different primeval form. So this is a different set, and this allows Chomper's strike to be different. Chomper is going to try to teach, or at least begin to try to show, Tatsu a technique that he learned with the natural striking that helps, as he tries to explain it. I'm gonna see. JJ, I can roll for this. If
Yes,
yeah, Chomper's going to try to focus on making an aura form that is that resembles Tatsu. So that way Tatsu can actually see exactly how the move is done with their own body type.
Tatsu's taking a little time. They're not going to jump on this completely because they're like paying attention to the details they didn't notice beforehand, such as, all right, this is facing this way, this is doing this. Tail here, wings, ears. Okay, I'm ready now.
Okay. And Chomper's going to do I'm going to focus on the dummy. Actually, this isn't a attack. Pyro, would you like to be part of the demonstration?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. All right. I want you to be ready. You're going to get pushed back, okay? And you may fall. Brace yourself, okay?
Pyro will, brace himself.
Not at full
Also-
blast, but
He'll also,
Chomper's...
have, Edge ready to use as, like, a stopper if he does get pushed back.
Okay. It's a bit odd because Chomper's not moving. There's a distance between you and Chomper, but he has told you to get ready. He's going to do the strike on you now. Alright, Tatsu, this is called takedown, and he goes pace by pace with it. Now, your opponent is gonna be standing and have their balance too. You know how your balance was off? When you were trying to do a kick?
It nods.
Okay. Your goal is to make sure you have more balance than your opponent. So. And Chomper goes through step by step. You want to make sure you're going through at their center. You have your arms up as much as you can. Do not put your arms down. The person with their arms down usually loses. And you want to get into their center. So if they have their arms up, you break them out. Get in between, push them back. That is a good way to make them lose balance. Your tail, use that. And Chomper is going to give an example too. And basically show like the tail going like behind the leg. See? Now, this is going to be a little better, because if they don't know this is coming, this will catch them off guard. But your goal is to get them off guard. Trip them, knock them back. This gives you space. This lets you have advantage. Good tech. Tech being like, you know, a move or some kind of way of doing things that it gives you an advantage. Makes you have well, you're not falling and they're falling. Get it? Chomper tries to explain pace by pace, slowly.
Tatsu nods and is going to step forward and put both hands on Pyro's chest, lean forward, and shove. Pyro, I don't believe you are braced at the moment. I don't believe.
He was bracing for Chomper, not necessarily.
Yeah, I didn't expect Tatsu to go in and do the move. I was still gonna show them the move how it's done too first.
I personally 100% foresaw this coming.
Yeah, I did too. This is very foreseeable.
Yeah, Pyro's not bracing for Tatsu. He's like, and then probably gets pushed.
Yeah. Tatsu is very eager to do it.
Well, the Pyro on the ground says.
He helps with the demonstration.
He knows how to take people by surprise.
Tatsu looks over the Chopper. You can almost see the sparkle.
Yeah, real awesome.
Yeah, that's actually part of the technique. It's about catching them off by surprise.
Tatsu has been praised, so now he's going to shove Chomper.
Chomper braces.
Tatsu does have 2 dots in subterfuge, as well as 3 dots in both athletics and acrobatics. For the record.
This might, unfortunately, with the rate things are going, Tatsu might consider this, oh, this is a good thing, I'll do this. Tatsu might develop a habit for just suddenly shoving people.
We'll correct that very quickly.
Hopefully before he tries doing it to Vayne. I don't think Vayne's shadow will be very nice to Tatsu for trying that.
Chomper will like take a step back, catch himself with his foot because he did get kind of pushed, and go, okay, good. But remember, this is something we use for like a fight. You're not supposed to just do this to people just out of nowhere, right? They're okay with it, which you have to ask first. Hear me, Tatsu?
Yeah,
Tatsu nods.
we'll only be doing this when we are in a training situation like this. And even then, when we're... Well, I guess enemies you could do it too. But you should probably do something a little bit more aggressive there.
Yes, this is just to start a fight. You want to make sure this is something you kind of entry with or something if you need to get space.
Well, we don't want to start fights, but we will finish them.
Yes, this is if somebody's going to start a fight. This is where you want to be the person that's going first. You don't want to be waiting until you're the one that's on the ground first. If there's going to be a fight, you get the first hit. Got it?
Tatsu understands. It was off to a bit of a rough start, but since it started and even before Pyro had shown up, things have been going better as he's kind of catching on to. Oh wait, this is what you want. This is the thing to do. Tatsu's getting it.
Chomper's gonna get a little excited and like check on the doll, the dummy. There's nobody in between the dummy and like where it's going, right? There's like nobody behind it. Like it has space behind it. Okay. Chomper's gonna watch this. This is what it actually looks like. Don't do this to anybody. This is what you'd look like in a real fight. And Chomper's gonna go full blast on the dummy to show, just so he can kind of get it down, like maybe learn a bit better too. And use strike, push back and all trip, see just how far he can knock it with what he's been training with his aura. The over for a brief moment is going to have like the look that is what Chomper is personified as, a bit of a kind of wolfish personification of Chomper, but in a aura ghostly silhouette. You can almost see like a wolf skull. You can see it's bigger, the limbs are bigger. It's almost like an evolved form, but you can't quite just make it out. It's still very spiritual. But it's gonna go in straight up palm thrust down the middle center of the body, hard as possible, and it's going for melee knockdown. The tail is wrapped around like the back end, like lower part of the mannequin, so it has no balance anymore if it ever did. And it is going to be struck. Full takedown. I want to roll for it if I can.
Yes, you can.
Sweet. I'm going to be using, let's see, body, because this is a physical strike. Teehee. And it'll be using empath and emit. And did I get kicked out of Fantasy Grounds?
I did shut down for a little bit, but it is back up, so.
For the sake of speed, could someone roll 15 dice for me with that little thing for me?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's the last roll I made, so I just have to press up.
Oh lord, you're rolling the dice? Right. That means...
Yeah, you got a 7.
As the 10s roll...
It connects well.
That is for a strike. And my strike has both... let's see... My strike has both knockback and trip.
Alright, you've shoved the dummy back and sent it prone. Tatsu is looking, as he seems to be putting some things together.
Squirrel is going over to get the dummy back up.
Chomper is stationary during this, as he opens his eyes and sees that it is knocked down and it did work. He kind of gets a little bouncy after seeing that. Oh yeah, that's how it works. You may not be able to do it from a distance like that. That's an aura thing I've been training, but yeah, you could do it if you get up close. You would have a better job than I could if I was to try that myself without the aura.
He's going to nod. And he's going to do his own strike. It's not strong, but the stance is similar. As it's going to stand in front, reel back, and attack the dummy. Probably very similar to where Chomper had hit it. Sold one. Not bad. An unfortunate number of 9s. But Tatsu's not quite there yet, unless...
Squirrel did make him.
True, he's pretty keyed up at the moment. Get out of here, one. You will not ruin Tatsu's big moment. All right. That is 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 successes.
Nice.
Tatsu is going to hit the dummy very hard with some splintering of wood, as it doesn't get knocked back, but that is a very solid strike that leaves indents.
Nice.
Squirrel is looking very excited. All right, now again.
He's gonna do it again. He's gonna do it.
All right, make sure you watch your foot there and your tail. You're doing good.
Oh boy. All right.
That was a lot of 10s.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Tatsu has gotten praise and he's keyed up even harder. As this time he remembered that you wanted a kick. So he's going to step back. He's gotten an idea of what combat is supposed to be, so he's going to do a flying kick this time. And this time just knocks the dummy over out of sheer force of putting his entire body weight behind a kick.
Well, the difficulty was decreased.
There's some cracking. As the crunching is louder this time, as he kicks and then collides with the dummy.
Chomper is going to pop off. Let's go! Yes, that's what I'm talking about!
And now claw it! Destroy it!
Oh boy. I was gonna go to the dummy closet and start getting a new dummy over there.
He's good. He's gonna hurry up and get up. It's like, oh, they want more. They want more. Whoa.
I mean,
That
it's
connects.
only...
First one connects. So, second claw.
Chomper's coaching too. Like, yep, if they never get back up, you win the fight. It's called takedown for a reason. You get them on the wake up.
Violently, accidentally encouraging Tatsu to kill the opponent. You win if they can't get back up.
3.
Oh no.
Well, that does still hit. Now Tatsu's gonna have to do something impressive to connect with his last one. Unfortunately not, but that is still 4 hits on a Fury. As Tatsu is just kind of just going ham on something that has taken 2 hits, fallen down, and he's kind of just going at it now. But no, this dummy's getting kind of rent asunder as he's digging claws in and ripping to the side to make more room to get the next claw in. But they're cheering, so this is good. This works.
Has he finished the attack?
Without a torso to claw into any longer, stand up, like he's going to raise his hands as if just thinking, this is the thing I do. This is the thing I do, I think.
Squirrel
There's a
is
destroyed dummy on the ground and Tatsu triumphant.
very triumphant. Squirrel is shouting with glee at that, bouncing happily. And this is where he goes and does the big kiss to Chomper.
Yes, very good.
Hey, Chopper. Squirrel, I think you're gonna need this. As he has brought another training dummy.
Veda's just gonna go, hey Kaza, you mind fixing that?
Kaza will nod.
Kaza has your
Yeah.
second. He can just fix the dummies.
Squirrel's gonna go up to Squirrel during this. And, I guess they're probably bouncing like back and forth, like, you know, basically jumping with each other and whatnot. Chomper will say to Squirrel, like, you did a really good job on him. He's really strong. And good job on everything. Glad. Yeah.
Thank you for your help.
Hi. I'm happy to. I'm happy to see you happy. And Chomper, like, restrains himself from going in immediately. He's just kind of waiting for Squirrel to
Squirrel's
see how
not.
he's feeling.
Squirrel's not restrained at all. He's going right in.
A big thing in his head, like, literally happens with, like, him, like, at first, like, okay, this time you're going to be restrained and let him make a move, and, like, you know, you as much as you want to, you're going to give him that space and time to do it. Almost, like, hearing stuff from, like, Aura talking to him as he had probably talked to her about a lot of this. But yeah, sudden kiss! Chomper will embrace immediately as so with, like, the biggest fire hug ever, and happy about it.
And with that, I think Pyro's going to teleport to Scruff now.
Well, that's also where
Leaving
Squirrel
them.
is starting to glow white.
Oh, I think then Pyro's gonna start to teleport and then notice that and stop.
A gleaming endowment.
Kenku tipped $25.
Tengu, thank you so very much for that tip. That is the first 2 tiers of the tip goal completed.
Oh boy.
So I'm kind of imagining that Squirrel's hugging and kissing Chomper tight enough that he's just lifting off the floor as Squirrel's growing. Unless you have something else to put in there, Rex.
Feels like I'm lighter than air. As if legs are just dangling, apparently. Chomper is thumping on the ground with his tail, like, you know, the little whap, 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 and then you just stop hearing the thumping. That's the only reason, like, probably Chomper has begins to even notice what's going on. Don't know how the evolution's gonna work, how long the light brightness is gonna work, or when you're gonna notice, but it is still caught up in the hug.
I have no idea on that front. That's on Ninja.
Yes. You raise Chomper into the air.
Oh, we're more questioning, like, what, how long it lasts, how noticeable it is, etc., etc.
Oh, it's fairly noticeable. As for how long it lasts, it would probably take a total of 10 seconds or so to, like, finish transforming. All things considered, it's a fairly rapid change.
For the sake of cinema, I will say that there's a bit of a heart aura or something going on behind Chomper during this. Just like subconsciously.
Well, apparently the song's 35 seconds, so...
Alright, I accept this.
35 second hug,
You can
kiss,
determine
evolution,
how long-
let's go!
People can determine how long your own evolutions take.
Okay, I see you.
That is not a song.
Fanfare, whatever you want to call it.
Chomper, I guess I'll try to continue the scene. Chomper slowly, like, begins to open his eyes after, like, a certain amount of time and realizing something's kind of, you know... He's still kind of in that, you know, fadey state. He's smiling, he's blushy, and the blush intensifies immensely as they slowly realize they have been picked up by a Lucario. Squirrel?
Yeah?
I think you,
Why did everything get so small?
Why am I so high up? Oh. You look like that one time when you... Jumper has turned from blue to red.
Purple is also acceptable.
Sure. They were literally being lifted up by a Lucario.
Yep.
Squirrel's gotta, kind of look down at himself a bit. The best he can with, you know, Chomper in his arms. Gently set Chomper down. And then just kind of quietly be looking over himself.
Chomper's tail tip is still thumping.
Yes, Squirrel is going to need new clothes. That was something I already planned to deal with.
Are we following Hulk logic right now? Hulk logic, right?
We'll say temporarily, but those shorts are being strained.
Oh boy. Pulls back collar.
With all of this going on, Veda's literally just going to go figure out if your types change before you actually fight in the tournament.
I mean, all things considered, this is going to mess with everyone's calculus.
Oh
if they were doing research on you beforehand.
Yeah, but I also don't know if Squirrel's gonna want to stay hidden until the actual start of the thing.
True.
I mean, Pyro's got stuff for Squirrel to do, to make, and Squirrel is very happy to hide away in a forge.
Well, yeah, but you'd actually have to get there.
There's a forge in the library.
Yeah, but also maybe they'll plan on commandeering Ian's personal workshop.
Well, we've got less than an hour left, so let's get some scenes.
Yeah, I was about
for
to
some-
say we do have.
Yeah, I
other
wanted
things
to
that's
get Paz some time in the spotlight there too, so...
Yes, but then Pyro went here.
Yeah, we were about to cut over to that, and then Pyro went here, and then so because he went here, we had to go through that sequence. So
Yes. So, Paz. You're currently training with Kaza and Zevran. They seem to be like giving each other strange looks, though. But seemed like they're both saying that it's not something that they're going to address right now.
Wade is going to look at one and then he's going to look at the other. And then he's just going to give a bit of a sigh. Are the two of you upset at each other, by any chance?
Kaza frowns and says, "That's not quite it."
What is it then?
I guess I just don't know what to think of him. And he said I'm easy to read. Well, yeah, it's pretty obvious that you're used to fighting whatever those things are in the dungeon and not actual people. I can fight just fine, thank you.
So let me guess. Let me see if I have this correct. You are feeling insulted because of that, right? I imagine it's the tone that he said it.
Well, I guess.
Wade is going to nod. If you were actually planning, you were actually meant it as an actual advice, right? Wade is asking Sabrin.
More an observation.
An observation and an advice, because well.
Yeah.
Wade nods.
If you're gonna fight people, you need to be a little tricky. You're too straightforward.
Well, not necessarily tricky, but being easy to read is definitely a detriment in the battlefield. Wade is going to say a matter of factly. How let me ask you something, cause to what level of dungeon have you gone through?
That depends. Visited or cleared?
One that you actually engage with, not just visited.
I can get through the gold floors in the Hamoa dungeon.
Okay. How can you remember how the Pokemon fight in that dungeon?
Well, they can cooperate if there's more than one, but I try not to let them. Or just don't fight them if there's more than one in a room.
When you fight, then does it always seems like they're doing they're doing the same thing, whenever they're about to do a move?
Yeah,
Wade is going to nod.
I've also been there enough to know their moves and what I can expect from each of them.
Wade is going to nod. Yeah, I do believe that that's what Severum is trying to point out to you. You've been fighting opponents that while they're definitely strong, they are very much what's the word? That it's very obvious what they're going to do. As far as I know, the Pokemon in dungeons do end up getting more, let's say, intelligence and tactical prowess the further you go. And while I'm not an expert, it seems that the ones in gold ranks are still pretty simple. If that is what your experience in fighting is thus far, then yeah, it would make sense that your moves are actually predictable yourself, because you have been doing the same thing every time.
I can't really help that. Zevran is going to shake his head and say, like, do you think my moves are predictable? Well, yeah, apart from the ball, all you've got is a very small number of attacks, actually, so I don't think you have a leg to stand on, actually. And then Zevran's going to shake his head. Alright, Kaza, I'm going to hit you. I'm declaring this in advance because I don't think you'll be able to stop me. Kaza's going to take a stance, but then Zevran is going to make a ball. And he's going to hold it in front of Kaza. And then he's going to reel back, but then he's going to toss it directly up in the air. Kaza, confused, looks towards the ball, wondering if it's going to come back down and explode. But Zevran's then going to take this chance to punch Kaza in the chest. Before holding out his hand to catch the ball. Kaza is thankfully resistant to a fighting type move, but is going to clutch his chest for a moment and just seem confused.
Please tell. Go ahead. Sorry.
What? But you... I tricked you.
Severin, please tell me that you held back when you used that move on Kaza.
Obviously.
Okay, good.
I'm just making a point.
So yeah. Well, Severin probably, but Severin likely needs a bit. May need a bit of work when it comes to communicating his intentions. I do believe that he was simply trying to point something out that you need to work on, Kaza.
Kaza seems a bit embarrassed, but isn't saying anything.
Where he's gonna come near Kaza and just pat him on the chest. Don't worry. You're a pretty commendable fighter. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to fix this up in no time. Not sure if we'll be able to by the time of the tournament, but we could certainly try.
Zevran just shakes his head. Well, if it's any consolation, I don't think a lot of people in the guild, from what I've seen, know how to fight other people. it's not just a you problem. It's just
I mean, I suppose that makes sense. Even though we Pokemon are very much predisposed to fighting each other sometimes. It seems that in this world, it is the people at the guild mostly do their stuff when it mostly do the fighting when it comes to dungeon Pokemon. So perhaps that's simply part of the job in this regard. At least until they get into a rank high enough where the dungeon enemies are more tactical in their approaches.
probably. Would have been nice if they were stronger from the get-go. Set a better precedent. Things are going to get ugly for teams as they get higher level. Routines are hard to get out of.
I would imagine that's perhaps will be part of their rank up exams. If they're not ready for the next rank of dungeon when it comes to those intricacies, they wouldn't be able to enter them properly. At least I hope that's the case.
So how about you then? Are you used to fighting people?
Wade is going to rub his chin and nod. Yes. I mean, I am a mediator, but I am also a warrior.
Alright then, I guess I don't have to worry about you then.
Well, with this body, I'm a bit sluggish, but I at least have gotten somewhat used to it by now.
Alright then. So, I guess we could try, instead of a dummy, throwing a few jabs at each other to see if we can't get some ideas on different applications, or at least less straightforward applications of our attacks.
What do you think about that idea, Kaza?
He'll nod.
Wade nods as well. Okay, yeah, that sounds good to me.
As he agrees that Zevran has a point, but he doesn't. He still thinks he's a jerk.
Yep. Wade agrees that he's a jerk too, but he just wanted to help get his point across, so that Kaza could understand it instead of being angry at each other. He's just doing his job, or trying to.
Sure enough. This might be this. Vane might approach after a moment. If he was coming to this group, or was he going to pet Scruff?
Well, he wasn't going to be a part of that in particular. He was going to come talk to Zevran and Kaza, but I'm willing to let this play out for a bit because we still have to get to Scruff. So,
Yes.
basically, I would be fine interacting if it wasn't for the fact that we have like half an hour. So they will be there, but just keep going.
Okay.
I think we can jump over to Scruff since, thankfully, Wade was a successful mediator, and the three of them can cooperate now instead of quiet tension building between those two.
Yep. The moment Wade saw that he needed to jump that liquid split. Yeah. Go ahead, Rob. Also, I hope you're feeling better.
A little bit better.
All right. Pyro, I believe you were going to jump over to Scruff, who has otherwise been pretty left alone, save for Samantha's just sort of like looking at him, wondering, all right, what you got there, Furball? And it would be Scruff's choice to interact with her or not.
Okay.
I suppose he will not.
Scruff is just kind of. Fuck's sake. Scruff is just kind of there. Right.
Fair enough. Pyro, the floor is yours.
So yeah, Pyro's gonna teleport over, utilizing the extended range the shards provide.
Yeah, or rather, the homogeneous shard mass.
Yeet.
It still functions, just kind of a little sloppy.
Yeah, he has ideas on how to make that less clunky. Hello, Scruff.
Hello.
So, what are you doing over here?
I am trying not to upset Samantha more than I already did, and I am trying to figure out a few moves.
What kind of moves?
Oh, one that made what's his name? What's the lad's name again? Zeverin, that one. One that made him at least stop trying to pick me up. Scruff doesn't elaborate much, but he just kind of gives a little mischievous smile.
Yeah, Pyro's like, And the other move?
Oh, we haven't tried that one yet. I can't really tell if it works on the dummies because, well, they already can't see, so. A little bit hard to check on inanimate.
Well, suppose me and Edge could help you out with that.
Ooh. I mean, if you're sure. Zevran didn't quite seem to like being. He did welcome the hit, but then after the hit, he tried to hit back, so I don't think he liked it that much.
I don't really know what's going on with that whole thing, but you have my permission to try what you want to try on me.
Ooh. Scruff will at least give a disclaimer at the start and just go, now, I've tried it on the testing dummies, and it doesn't hurt them. So it doesn't hurt wood. It shouldn't hurt you. He says this with quite the big smile of reassurance, like, yes, see, I've tested it. It shouldn't hurt you. You'll be fine.
I was like, yeah, I imagine, from what you've said, it supposedly blinds people. And yeah, training dummy wouldn't really be able to. You can't really tell that from a training dummy.
Yeah.
So, how's it work? Do you have to be, like, touching the person, or can I, like, stand a bit back?
I mean, it works much the same way as my my powder snow. That was it. So a bit. Let me. Okay, yeah. So I was real life. I was out of character. I was checking the range. I can do it from a bit back.
Alright. And Pyro's gonna, stand a bit back.
Now, just to double check with Tal or Digi, it's an application roll rather than a power roll, right?
I believe
if you're trying to apply a condition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do the initial roll because he's to hit, but to apply the condition is okay.
Well, if it only applies a condition, then you don't need to roll accuracy.
Oh.
You jump right to application. So, but that's if it's only doing condition stuff. If it has any amount of damage or anything,
it has no actual damage at all. No.
Then in that case, you don't need to roll accuracy. You'll bypass accuracy. It's application.
Okay. Oh, I see 1-1 in there. I'm soloing that one.
Well, you also have a 10 to roll.
Oh yeah, I do. I'll roll the 10 first. I'm still soloing that one.
So that's what, a 5?
Yeah.
That does not beat Pyro's soul save, but Pyro's gonna voluntarily fail.
Oh, yay, okay. So, you remember how Scruff was half blind?
Yep.
This move is called Snow Blindness. Or Snow Blind. Scruff puffs up what would normally be a powder snow charge and puffs blinding white sparkles directly into your face. You are afflicted with stage 2 blindness.
What does that entail?
+2 accuracy difficulty.
You are legally blind, Pyro.
Scruff seems to be to Edge. Scruff seems to be admiring the delicate frosting of ice sparkling on Pyro's face now. Oh, that's pretty.
Huh. Usually you have to take someone out to dinner first, but all right.
That soars over Scruff's head, and he goes, "Well, it's not dinner time though."
Dinner's nice.
Dinner is nice, but it'd be more like brunch, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, I
No,
guess it is
maybe
time.
lunch.
I guess it is more time for that, isn't it? Yeah,
Hmm.
that meal.
Might have
Pyro,
to
you
guide him
okay?
now.
Pyro's just rubbing his eyes.
Aye, so do you think it might be useful during combat?
Yep, I would say so.
Oh, good. We should go get lunch. We should go probably get lunch. And Scruffle look at Edge's like, come on then, let's go off. And Scruffle just start moving off without registering that this is a problem that he's leaving.
Wait,
What?
what about Pyro?
I mean, he should be able to see.
What are
It's
you
only
talking
as bad as
about?
I've got it.
What do you mean?
Pyro, can you see me? And Scruffle kind of shuffle back and forth on the floor.
Pyro's gonna try and see Scruff.
You see an anonymous brown smear.
Pyro's gonna shake his head.
You seem to be tracking me at least.
Well, I can sort of see you, but at the same time, is there anything else you want to work on? As
I
Pyro is trying to cleanse himself of the blindness.
How noticeable is this exchange, by the way?
I mean, Scruff is making no attempt to hide it. He just did a quick check to make sure he wouldn't damage anything.
In that case, Vedas is gonna comment like from a little bit of ways real quick, just being like, "Hey Pyro, get blinded by Scruff when you do teleport training. That way you have to try and feel it out."
Oh, you're doing teleport trade. I can help. Yeah, I'd be glad to help with that.
Dot.
Scruff takes a breath with frost in the back of his throat.
Edge just gazes off into the distance. I'm just not even gonna say the 7.
Congratulations, Pyro. They just threw you under the bus because of the training you wanted.
I mean, I mean, we could also try Scary Claw, but the other fella didn't seem to quite like that.
What does that one do?
I don't know, but it made him stop moving towards me.
Scruff, are you making enemies?
No, he picked me up. I told him not to do that. He volunteered a free hit against him, and I chose something that wouldn't deal damage. And he couldn't move towards me afterwards, so I say that's a success. I can boop an opponent and then run away.
So you surprised him by doing something that he didn't ask you to do.
He asked me to hit him, so I booped him.
Oh boy.
I didn't want to hurt him. Because we were doing training, and if you hurt someone, you might have a delay to recover to get back to training, and that's a waste of time. So I booped him. I didn't hurt him.
Hey, Scruff.
Yee.
Yee. Pyro's gonna look at Bird's vein. Yeah, he's so going to make me do this later if I don't ask for it now. Can you use that scary claw thing on me? I wanna train like teleporting under pressure.
Oh, that is a good idea, isn't it? I can help with that. Scruff just looks excited to be useful. He's nothing, no thoughts beyond that. He's just like little excited little tippy tappings. Well, Pyro can't see the excited little tippy tappings, but he's excited tippy tappings.
Can you hear them is the question.
Oh yeah, Scruff is still wearing his snow claws. He hasn't taken those off. His climbing claws.
Oh boy.
The claws aren't down, but it's got like a metal heel on it to click onto the onto his trotters. He doesn't actually take them off. He just disengages them when he doesn't need to climb. So the tippy tapping is like little tap dancing, click 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 click.
Oh yeah, Pyro's gonna be training teleport under pressure.
Oh boy.
Now this won't hurt, and I'll be careful not to poke your eye out. Okay, Scruff says that with a little bit of a mischievous glint in his eye. Side glance at Edge.
Edge eye narrows.
Scruff clearly stated before it doesn't do damage.
He did. However, that is some misleading advertisement.
Scruff just winks at Edge.
I see why you're making enemies.
Well, I don't make enemies. Apart from that one fella, I don't make enemies.
Oh, so you're no! Oh.
I mean, he's not an enemy anymore.
This fucking guy. This.
Scruff kind of trails off and then goes, right, anyway, and manifests a little small shadow claw. Whoop. That was a noise. Scruff manifests a little small shadow claw and just gently boops Pyro on the snoot, and I shall roll. Again with the ones.
There's also a 10.
There is also a 10. 1, 2, 3,
So
4,
5
6. That is a 5.
Which you know doesn't hit, and we are basically at the end of the session, so.
Yeah, Pyro. Oh, yep, that
Ooh.
hits.
6, 7. Yeah, that's a 7. Okay, does a 7 get past your defenses?
Yes, it does. But it does not crit.
Good, good. Congratulations, you are now inflicted with stage 2 fear.
Blind and afraid.
+1 additional +1 difficulty to accuracy and power against the Empire. And you also can't move closer. Scruff is just sitting there peacefully with an amicable look on his face. You feel the fear of staring down the impending doom of an avalanche directly towards you. You're welcome.
Yeah, Pyro's now going to practice that teleporting under pressure. What do I need to do?
I think a mind integrity checked. Keep everything in order.
Oh, this is gonna go great. And sold one. Or instinct integrity.
Alrighty then. This is stressful. And unfortunately, you can't get any closer to Scruff, but in your stressed state, technically, if you teleport to the other side of Scruff, you have not decreased the distance between you two. Though your mind is also telling you to go in the opposite direction and increase the distance between you two as much as possible. So what will Pyro do?
He's gonna try and teleport to the other side of Scruff, as this is teleporting under pressure, not running away.
Good luck, I think.
I need to do something else now.
Let's see. Give me a presence check to force yourself.
Truly, this is the dankest dungeon.
Ducks_all_around tipped $5. I'm going to sleep now. Good night, Zim, and good night, Sir Tal.
Good night, Ducks. Thank you so much for that tip.
Nighty night.
Night, Ducks.
Night, Ducks.
This be Minder Bot or Minder Soul.
Mind.
Any bonuses for using Forceful as the expertise?
Yes.
What's the bonus for using forceful?
2 additional dice.
Ooh.
That is a lot of 2s. And 4s. Let's see, soloing the 1. Does that get me?
You're to 5.
5. 5.
You can, in fact, teleport to the other side of Scruff.
Yay!
Ooh.
However, upon reaching this success, there is going to be a crackle that sounds throughout the entire room as Samantha is sitting on her hind legs and applauding, but she's going to say, well, 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 looks like all of you have been doing some fun things, but I think it's time that I set down a little proposal. I don't think you're going to get much farther with those dummies. So, how about you kids try me on for size now?
I assume you
And-
want rules and expectations for this, or are you just asking us all to try and gang up on you?
Well, not all at once. I'd like you to split off into teams. Maybe I can try half of you. Maybe.
For your estimating purposes, when I went to the other timeline, I sparred against you, and both you of that timeline and Zarek of that timeline thought that I would be capable of joining an ace rank team, and considering we're all at about the same strength, keep that in mind.
Alright, I'll fight 3 of you at a time. Maybe 4. Squat up, kitties. And I believe we'll be ending there.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Alrighty. Are we changing the title?
We will be changing the title. That title is going.
Do we do one for the next session?
Yes.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today for Lost in Chaos Scar. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. There on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, using our Humble Bundle partner link, picking up packs of cards through Stream Loots, or grabbing some merch over at zgfgaming.store. But for now, thank you so much for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.